Live with SimGamerTV, now with 100% more costuming. Yes, indeedy. It is a Saturday night right now, 8 o'clock at night, Pacific Standard Time. I am recording this to sort of replace the stream that is not going to be on Sunday. And I can just take a look over here on the old YouTubes to see how things are looking. Make sure things are coming through loud and clear. Ooh, nice. Looking good. So, as I said before, I'm going to record the stream. I'm going to go ahead and make the entire stream public, at least for a little while. The recording of it, I should say, public for a little while. We're here once again with the control cam, which you can see my hands, and I've taken my user's feedback and turned the camera around so that you can actually see what's going on here. So I've got the control cam set up with my Microsoft Flight set up. Everything here is ready to go. Let's hop into the game and see what craziness we can get ourselves into. Play. Alright. Pilot profile. When we last left off, we had advanced ourselves most of the way through level 3. Our next set of missions, or our next set of activities for missions, is to be introduced to the... we've been introduced to the Steerman, but the next thing is to do acrobatics. Basically do a stunt flying show. But we have to reach level 5 before we can do that. So we're going to go ahead and take a little time here off camera, or at least in between episodes, as it were, to just get some more experience. I think what we ought to do is actually we'll go in here into the old free flight and find an airport nearby to start from, maybe this one. Go to the job board and find ourselves a nice $100 hamburger sort of mission. Puliao, probably to Waimea, Kohala. So we'll go ahead and grab this job board here. Hit the old job board. Pull up the $100 hamburger. Select this job. And since we've been introduced to it and we now have it available, let's go ahead and fly the Vans RV6. One of the reasons we're going to do that actually is because, ooh, paint schemes. I have a couple of paint schemes unlocked. Because it actually uses my full control scheme that I have set up here. So we're going to go ahead and run that. Start mission. Yep. Things are looking good on the stream. I'm going to go ahead and turn down my resolution here so I'm not chewing through so much of my bandwidth while I... Oh no! Flight Sim has stopped working. Let's see if that's a temporary issue or a permanent issue if I need to restart my stupid computer again. I was able to get it to work yesterday. Or earlier today. Play. Job board. $100 hamburger. Select that job. Select this plane. Start the mission. Don't give me any problems, game. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. There's no reason for it. Reset our throttle and mixture to where they should be for a plane starting up. Here we go. So we're on this tiny airstrip that we essentially got left off from on the last mission. And we will fly out. Depart runway. Alright. Yep, we're going to go fly out that way. Taxi to the runway. Not hard to do in this thing.
These burgers better be darn good for $100.
We're still running. Everything's good. Lights are on. Alright, all hands on the controls. Controls are clear. Let's go ahead and get ourselves on this runway.
Do I at least get peanuts? I'm starving.
No peanuts on this flight, sister. Here we go. Ready? Throttle up. On the runway, full speed ahead. A little bit of rudder going on here. God, my ear itches. Why does my ear start itching right now? Of course it starts itching right now. Okay. Up we go.
Here we go.
Go ahead and retract my flaps. I noticed they were all the way down. We are at full throttle. Destination's over this way. Let's go ahead and use the old prop advance here to get ourselves RPMs right.
So small from here.
A little bit of rudder for our tail coordinator. And we can look out the side. Look at this beautiful scenery. We're in for a little bit of a flight, 29 nautical miles. And we're going to go ahead and trim. Let's see here. Let's get up to... Oh, ear itches. Stop itching. Why are you itching? Bad timing. All right. Once again, we're on this slope, so I got to pay attention to that. We're going to go ahead and trim for essentially a... Back off the manifold pressure a little bit. 120 knot climb. I'm going to go ahead and use this little switch right here in my thumb to set my trim and all that good stuff. So we are on our way on this mission doing a $100 cheeseburger flight. Basically, rather than drive your car to one of your favorite burger joints up the road, go fly there because, you know, flying, it's fun. Things are looking good. We're climbing nicely, 2,500 feet and ascending. And as you can see, just like a real airplane, once you get your trim all set the way you want, it pretty much flies itself. So because I'm weird, and I do not care, and this is a hilarious hobby for me to get into, I've decided to start adding costuming to all my major shows. So I got myself a badly put together Microsoft Flight sort of costume. I'll have myself a badly put together sailor's costume for when I do World of Warships. I need to find an appropriate hat for Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. These shades are going to get a lot of mileage, no pun intended, when it comes to flying and driving. So, the untapped forested landscape of Hawaii. Look at that ocean view, though. I was doing one practice flight earlier today, and I didn't realize my canopy was open. I was wondering what all the extra noise was. It was a whole cacophony of like wind rushing by, and I was like, what is all this noise? It turned out the canopy was open the whole time. Sip of the old water. And we'll probably climb up to, I don't know, 5,000 feet. We're high enough now that I can actually start pulling back on to the fuel mixture to conserve fuel with just as much power going. Beautiful imaginary weather around Hawaii. Oculus Rift. I cannot wait. Question is, how do I wear a goofy hat like this with Oculus Rift? So, yep, we're flying. Get ready to no longer climb. 5,000 feet, I want to level out. And we'll just fly around the volcano of Hawaii. So thank you for tuning in on my ad hoc live stream on Saturday night. Again, I'm going to go ahead and post this live stream exactly as it is. I'm not going to do any editing. I will pull episodes out of it though. Let's go ahead and back the throttle off to about 60% and get ourselves set for level flight. So I now need to trim. Add a little bit of trim. And the rest of this can be controlled with throttle. So I see that I'm descending a smidge. I'll go ahead and give just a bit more throttle. Just keeping my eye on the horizon, trying to keep this horizon level. I think it's going to be pretty good. At this point, just minor adjustments to adjust my altitude here. Okay, we are on the straight and level. Straight level flying. Destination's a little bit off to our left, 19 nautical miles. And we're on our way. Checking the live stream over here. So since my normal monitor, which is right underneath this camera, blacks out in Microsoft Flight, how do I do that? I can't see my live stream or the camera. So taking a peek over here, making sure everything's looking okay. Seeing if there's any comments coming in that I need to take a look at. And we've climbed a little bit out of my ideal flight range, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and make our left turn. More onto course. Once again, links will be in the description on how to get a hold of Microsoft Flight. It's play for free. The island of Hawaii, at least, is play for free. There's the Hawaiian Adventure content pack. There's also additional planes and things, and you can download them all for free from a website that's being hosted, maintained, and fairly regularly updated, actually, from one of the people who programmed this game. I think Microsoft abandoned this game prematurely. But part of the reason was poor marketing. And poor pricing. I mean, $5 for an airplane without a virtual cockpit didn't make sense. Just didn't make sense. We are headed over here to... I can't remember where we're going. We're going someplace. Let's take a look at some scenery. I mean, there's a little town over there. I see some orchards. Rows and rows of trees. Farmland of various farmage. There's the actual, the actual mountain island. 12.8 nautical miles. And we'll see how much experience this little go get a cheeseburger mission got us. I'm not sure how far above ground level we are right now. But I've actually flown in a real plane, like a little airplane like this, on a couple of occasions. And it's surprising sort of how big, and I mean, it's even at 5,000 feet, it's 5,000 feet. It's a pretty high up, pretty high up, but things actually look about this close. I mean, it doesn't look like it's all that far away. You look at the ground, you're like, oh man, 5,000 feet is nothing. Checking the live stream screen once again. We have some brilliant straight and level flying going on. So the equipment I am using is a ProFlight yoke system from Saytech. Also the TPM system from Saytech. These switches are hard toggle switches, which I kind of wish they were momentary switches. I also have the official Cessna pedals at my feet. If I can do that. From Saytech as well. And that makes up the entirety of my control scheme right now. I can add more things, and as I get into Microsoft, if I get into FSX, the Steam Edition, now that I have this fancy getup for all my piloting needs, I just might do that at some point. You know, I have other controls and stuff here and there that I can use, like the throttle cluster that came with this is this sort of throttle, but it has the 3 levers as well for throttle, prop, and mixture. But that's more appropriate for like jets or twin engine planes and things like that. So they still have them out there. I might consider adding at some point the little. They have these little, about $150 each, but they're little LCD screens that are USB driven, and they just connect to the top of this. You know, either the top of this or whatever, and they're all the artificial instrument panels. So if I get into FSX or apparently Dovetail Games is working on Microsoft Flight 2016, depending on what kind of support they have for these things, I'll be able to get those little screens and put them up here and have all my instrumentation sitting right there, the instrumentation that I need most. I'll start with a 3-pack and then maybe add on 3 more as needed. Like this thing has, there are 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things that we'd want to have a screen for. Of course, nowadays a lot of the planes are just using that Garmin, basically that Garmin system. Okay, there's the airport ahead. I can see the lights. So we're actually going to start backing off our throttle way down and get ourselves ready for approaching landing. We'll come over this way, start our descent. I can keep my speed about 120 knots for now. We are flying in the beautiful Rand's
Oh, thank
RV6.
goodness we're close. I'm so hungry. I was gonna faint or eat the control panel or something.
And trim ourselves for normal descent. So we're good. We're good. A little bit of a crosswind landing. 5 knots isn't too bad. So we'll be tacking into the wind a smidge. Thank you those of you who are tuning into my live stream. I'm recording this, pre-recording this for Sunday. This is normally a thing I do at noon on Sundays. SimGamerTV's Sunday afternoon simulation. But tonight I'm doing it on Saturday to pre-record because I'm going to go visit a friend tomorrow. And we are going to see Bridge of Spies, which is highly reviewed. I got a chance to see the new James Bond movie today. That was a lot of fun. Alright, we'll go ahead and get ourselves level-ish. At 3,500 feet. Set our trim. Actually, I need to go ahead and slow down. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves to 3,500 feet. Hold 3,500 and slow down. So we're going to back way off on the throttle. And lose some speed. Because we're basically on final. It's not the fanciest final approach in the world. Go ahead and set my trim. We are still going awfully fast. That's because we're descending a bit. Okay, let's hold 3,500 until we slow down. That's what we need to do. Hold 3,500, lose some speed. Once we're under 80 knots, we can kick in our flaps. I should really consider getting a track IR, maybe. Alright, let's go ahead and pull it back. Flaps down. Start our turn, and if I remember right, I want to be holding about 65 knots for a final descent here. And we are way below the glide slope, so we'll go ahead and throttle up. And wait till we get 2 white lights. And also get lined up. Not too much throttle. Don't need it. There we go. That's the glide slope we want, so we're going to back way off. And we'll just wait till we're lined up here. Whoa. Set my trim full up. We're going to need more juice in the goose. Because we're going to end up going short. Yep. Trying to keep trimming for 65 knots. We are right on the center line, coming in. Like I said, not much crosswind. Throttle back. A little more juice. We're coming in short. I can tell by my visuals. A little to the right. A little to the left. And we are over the runway. Throttle all the way back. Prop advance. Flare. All right.
All right. Well done.
We can go ahead and get our trim neutralized, reset our flaps. Slow it right down and just get off this runway. And we have made it to our destination. Oh yeah. This thing approximating a taxiway. Driving it like a car doesn't do any good. Gotta use the rudder, which is down there. Fuel mixer to full rich. I forgot to do that when I was descending. Follow the road. Follow the road. Save my suspension and follow the road. So we're just taxiing. We could skip to this next waypoint, but that kind of misses the simulation and the simulation if you do all that. So I just choose to, you know. A little toe forward.
You secured the plane. I'll be inside. Should I order for you? Yeah,
baby, you go ahead and order for me. Go ahead and cycle all my lights. Engine to off, alternator off, battery off, etc., etc., and we have made it. Ding, ding. 2 thumbs up. Oh yeah. Ah. Accept it. Let's find another challenge. Challenges. So we're checked out on the... Ooh, here we go. Icon A5 landing challenge landing 2. Here is the RV6A landing challenge. Actually, let's do something a little crazy. Something a little more exciting. So this is a little challenge to do some flying through a canyon.
In these challenge courses, you can earn bonus points by flying aerobatics or flying the course at night. You can fly the Steerman aerobatics mission in the Hawaii pack to learn the maneuvers. Also, the faster you fly the course, the higher your score. Keep the throttle at full. The extra speed will come in handy when you need to climb.
Yeah, but we don't want to exceed the airframe's maximum speed. So here we go. We got to do some aerobatic flying here in the beautiful Icon A5. And it has some good music going on here. Hoop 2. Right, we can give some throttle. Full throttle. Flying in a nice little canyon here, reminiscent of that one mission we did recently. This plane is nice and slow. And, you know, forgiving. It really is a great light sport craft. I would, if I ever get rich enough to afford one, yeah, it would be a blast. Full throttle ahead. Trim myself for neutral controls. Those trees on my right. Yep. Alright, now we need to build up some speed. So full throttle, I don't have the only thing this plane has is throttle, it doesn't have anything else. So we've got to dive down, get some speed, and make it to that upper hoop. Here we go, climb up. Hoop 9. And down. And that is it for this challenge. We got silver. And that gets us into level 5. Which now means we have enough to actually go ahead and get this other mission done. And that means we are going to start off an episode. So, let me get this thing kicked off. Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Microsoft Flight. I've been live streaming a little bit, and the people on the live stream saw me do a couple of these a couple of challenges to get myself enough experience for the next mission. But I'm sharing the next mission with you all in the episodes and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and find out what our next mission is. Oh yes, Steerman Aerobatics. An introduction to aerobatics and the Boeing PT-17 Steerman. Go ahead and select this mission. So we're playing Microsoft Flight. Links will be in the description on how to get a hold of it if you are interested. If you get a multiplayer game going, there are still people playing this game multiplayer, believe it or not. Not very many, but you'll find a handful of people at during prime time.
Get into the Steerman, get it started, and taxi into position for takeoff.
Okay. Enter the Steerman. Checklist. Before engine start, ignition switch off. Throttle to idle. Mixture full lean. Propeller control low RPM. Full back. Battery. Altimeter set. Sure. Normal procedures. Engine start. Brakes, apply and hold. Got it? Throttle to 50%. Mixture control full rich. Ignition both. Battery on. Starter. Here we go.
Taxi to the runway and take off when you're ready.
And I remember this thing has funkiness going on. Gotta actually change my viewpoint here. Oil pressure verified, propeller high RPM. Alternator radio switch. Yeah. We done yet? Okay. One nice thing about these tail draggers is that the tail wheel actually turns with the rudder, so it's much easier to steer the plane. Okay. The engine run-up procedure. Oil temperature verify. It's verified. Next item. Q. Normal procedures. Engine run-up. Oil temperature verified. Brakes apply and hold. Throttle advanced to at least 1500 RPM. Check our magnetos. Left. Right. Back to full. Cycle the prop control. Final check on the oil. All right, we're ready to get airborne. Here we go.
Climb to 1,000 feet before starting any maneuvers.
I don't need that. 70 knots for pitch.
That's
Okay.
enough altitude to start.
All right.
Okay, let's have you perform the loop maneuver first. Now, I want you to fly the maneuvers over the runway so you have a reference point on the ground. Also, part of the aerobatic performance is showing up for the crowd. Doing the maneuver over the runway makes sure they have a great view. Now, before you fly a loop, raise airspeed to 125 miles per hour or 110 knots by lowering the nose into a shallow dive.
Shallow dive. Got it. So we're doing these loops at 1,000 feet. Or we will be.
When ready, smoothly pull back on the stick into a vertical climb. Just keep holding the stick back as you go over the top and recover on the downside of the loop.
And one loop the loop maneuver.
Great move, well done. Great job staying over the runway. Not many people get it on their first try.
So we will go ahead and
Next
fly.
maneuver will be a barrel roll to either the left or the right. Your choice. Get yourself lined up with the runway to prepare for the roll. Like with the loop, lower the nose and gain airspeed to 125 miles per hour or 110 knots.
Okay, line up at the runway. Here we go. Shallow dive.
When you're ready, gently pull the nose up about 20 degrees. Then move the stick all the way to the left or right and hold it there. Nice barrel roll. Great job. You got it your first time. Great.
It's not my first time at the rodeo, lady.
Your next maneuver will be a hammerhead or stall turn. Okay, now let me explain what it is before you try it. In this maneuver, you'll pull the aircraft into a vertical climb. You'll slow down very quickly, even with the engine providing thrust. When your airspeed drops to less than 40 miles per hour or 35 knots, apply full left rudder. The tail should kick around and you'll be pointing straight down. You ready? I'll talk you through it.
Pretty much ready. Here we go.
Okay, line up with the runway and increase your speed to 125 miles per hour or 110 knots.
We're a little low for this.
When you're ready, pull back on the stick and go straight up. Wait for your airspeed to drop below 40 miles per hour or 35 knots. Now full left rudder. Great, now kick the tail around until your nose down. Now pull back on the stick and recover to level flight. Way to perform over the runway. I got a nice view of that. You got it your first time.
There we
Great job
go.
so far. One last maneuver before you land and catch your breath. Climb to 3,000 feet for more altitude while I explain how to enter and exit a spin.
We're going to be going into a spin.
I'm
Spin
sure
recovery.
you've seen spins in a lot of Hollywood films. The aircraft drops vertically while spinning around its center, usually with smoke trailing after it's been shot down. At least one of your wings needs to be stalled to spin. So first, you'll need to get the aircraft into a stall. A stall happens when a wing is at too sharp an angle to the air flowing over it. This causes the smooth airflow to separate into turbulent curls, which no longer provides enough lift. Normally, this happens at slow airspeeds, but it can also happen at high airspeeds if you turn hard enough. The turbulent air causes the aircraft to buffet a little and feel unresponsive just before it stalls. So you'll normally have some warning first. Get to 3,000 feet before we continue.
3,000 feet before we continue. Yep. Still over the runway. Just kind of circling around, climbing. If I do slow circles, I can climb faster. Almost there. So this was the one that in the last time I played through, it was really hard for me to get because I don't know, the physics didn't seem to respond the way I would expect.
You've got enough altitude now. Position yourself over the runway.
Where am I?
When you're ready, go ahead and enter a stall by reducing throttle to idle. Try to maintain altitude as your speed bleeds off.
Yep. So basically we want to keep our speed over the runway. We're going to go ahead and...
Put in full left rudder and hold it there.
Oh. Hang on. Let me get over the runway again. Alright, here we go. Level flight while our speed bleeds off. Full left rudder, holding it there.
Good job, you're in a spin. Now let it spin around a couple of times before you recover.
There we go. I don't know if we have enough room for this last spin. Nope.
Go ahead and try the spin again. Get to 3,000 feet before we continue.
Go ahead and fast forward this to the next waypoint.
Now. Position yourself over the runway. When you're ready, go ahead and enter a stall by reducing throttle to idle. Try to maintain altitude as your speed bleeds off. Put in full left rudder and hold it there. I said left rudder.
Add some throttle and apply left rudder. Okay.
Good job, you're in a spin. Now let it spin around a couple of times before you recover.
Let's try that again. Nearly stalling, there we go. Think we can get this third spin in time?
Now put in full right rudder to stop the spin. Good. Recover from the dive and return to level flight. Great job performing over the runway.
That'll work.
Great job performing the maneuvers. There are a lot more maneuvers you can fly with the Stearman. Feel free to practice these maneuvers over the airport before landing, or go ahead and land.
I'm just going to go ahead and put her down. This thing does not have flaps. Hard right turn for the runway.
Great job today. If you keep up the practice, you can start performing at air shows.
Whoa. Ha ha ha, we crashed it. Nice. Flipped it right over. Too much braking. Load checkpoint. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Great job performing the maneuvers. There are a lot more maneuvers you can fly with the Stearman. Feel free to practice these maneuvers over the airport before landing, or go ahead and land.
Just applying some braking here. Being a little bit more careful this time.
Great job today. If you keep up the practice, you can start performing at air shows.
There we go. Mission accomplished. Paint scheme unlocked. XP awarded 3,625. Unfortunately, that is not enough to get us to our next mission, which is a small airstrip photo project. So we will need to go ahead and do a challenge. Might as well go ahead and do that on camera. I think we have plenty of time in this episode. Here, let's get a Stearman landing challenge completed. Landing practice is always good, and we just flew a Stearman, so we might as well go ahead and get that done. And that should give us plenty of experience to get into the next level and get on to the next mission for the next episode. Land there. Looks like it is a crosswind landing, so that's going to be the challenge. Crosswind of 8 knots. Go ahead and set ourselves for descent. Prop to high RPM. Turning on to final. Oh, I gotta pull my trim. Okay, so there is a crosswind which is going to push us to the left. Which means we need to be aiming a little bit more this way. And, oops. Just over the runway. We're way off center line there. Vertical speed was good. Everything else was shit. Yeah, the runway center line was terrible. But we got bronze. What other challenges we got out there? Another landing challenge? Steerman landing challenge in Alaska. Oh, here we go. Steerman landing challenge 2. Go ahead and select that one. Get this one out of the way. And hopefully that gives us an extra experience to wrap this up. Land. As I remember it, this runway was really, really tiny. A little bit more throttle. Now I can use that barn as a reference point. I missed the runway. Restart. This time we'll go ahead and fly more like this. Okay. And again, we're going to use that barn as our reference point. My view centered. Just a barely little bit of a gentle turn into here. Throttle her right back. There we go. Phew, landing challenge completed. And we didn't even get a medal. But we're level 6, I don't care. So we'll go take a look at our pilot stats, wherever they are. There we go, pilot's profile. We have managed to make it to level 6. Have had 3 accidents, 3 crashes, 15 stalls, all that good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. That is going to be it for this episode. For those of you who are tuning into my live stream, keep on watching. We're going to keep on recording. And until next time, keep flying and stay shiny. All right, hang around while I check my footage videos. Oh, itchy nose. Pick my nose on camera. That's awfully attractive, isn't it? Where are you hiding? Microsoft Flight. There it is. Nope, not that one. This one. Let's go ahead and open with Media Player. I just want to check the quality of this actual recording stuff here. Nice, nice. Looking good, looking good. All right, I will take that for sure. That is really, really good footage. And we'll get back into it with another episode. But this live stream is being pre-recorded. I mean, I'm doing it live now, but I'm going to actually post it unedited so that the people who typically tune in on Sunday can actually see it. Let's go back. That's a fun mission. That mission's one of my favorites, actually. So yeah, a little bit of live streaming going on. We'll go ahead and start this recording up. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5. I believe it's 5 of Let's Play Microsoft Flight. We are getting ready for a small airstrip photo project. Recording some live stream here, added some silly costuming to my live streaming because, hey, that's kind of fun. It's fun to get into this kind of stuff. We are going to take a photographer to several small airstrips along Hawaii's northern coast. This game is Microsoft Flight, once again. Came out in 2012. We have my lovely control cam set up here with all my controls, the TPM and the Satec Pro Flight yoke system, rudder system at my feet, including toe brakes. Makes for some really, really compelling flying. I'm gonna shut up.
Hey, I'm Kale. Good to meet you. I've been working for a year now on a historical book about the small airstrips around Hawaii. I'm really looking forward to finally seeing this place from the air. Wow, and what a plane to do it from. Looks
Indeed.
fun. Well, ready when you are.
Ready when you are.
It's cozy in here. Good thing I didn't bring all my equipment.
All right, to the checklist. Engine start, throttle to 12%. Propeller high RPM. Battery master on, wing flaps all the way up. Fuel pump. Mixture full rich. Ignition to start.
I'll just sit back and let you do your thing until we're airborne.
Avionics. Cycle my lights. And we're ready to find our way to the runway. So we're here. Got it. Follow this yellow line to the taxiway. little right rudder there. And we are taxiing to the runway to get this mission underway. "16 knots, nice safe taxi speed. Safe. Nice. Unfortunately, there will be no live stream actually live on Sunday, so I'll have some new content for these guys to watch it. You know, it's the middle of the night over in Europe right now. Whoa.
Actually, I'm a little nervous. I've never flown in a small plane before.
Okay. We are going to do engine run-up. Throttle 12%. No, not engine start. Engine run-up. Brakes are hold. Throttle about halfway open. Magneto, check left, check right. Back to both. Engine checks. Throttle to 20%. And radios are set. Okay. Taxi down to the runway before takeoff. Double check that canopy is closed. The fuel pump is on. Flight instruments are set. Mixture full rich. Elevator trim is neutral. Oil pressure verify. We're good. And we are ready for takeoff.
Up and away!
Up and away!
Okay, our first location is right here in Hilo Bay. Some of the earliest scheduled flights to Hawaii from the U.S. mainland were the famous Pan American Clipper flying boats. They landed right here in the bay. The original Clipper docks are long gone now, but the modern harbor is going to contrast well with some of the historic photos I have.
Sounds good. Some nice pictures taken. So that's one of the things I really liked about Microsoft Flight is that
If you could circle the terminal to the right, I'll take some photos.
so let's look at his wing.
Okay, good. Right on, brother. Those images will do.
A little bit of sightseeing flight
Now
going
let's head
on.
northeast. We'll visit Mauna Kea, Honolulu next. It's pretty close. Only about 7 miles if I remember right.
Mauna Kea, Honolulu, Honolulu. So we'll fly over here. I'll fly to the left a little bit. I need to go ahead and trim for natural straight and level flight. 2,000 feet altitude should be good. Okay. Well, we'll go 2,500 and then level off. And level flight for this Rans RV6 is had like 60% throttle. trying to get my trim set. A little too high if I want to maintain 2500. There we go. Kind of come up this thing from the right over here. I think this is one of the old airstrips he was talking about. Push the nose down.
There it is already? Wow, that was fast. It took me 20 minutes to drive up here from Hilo. I've taken some photos from the ground already. I just need some aerial shots. Okay, good. Okay, these look great. Move on. The Kale airstrip is next. Too remote for me to get there in my car, so I'd like to land there.
All right,
It's a
we're going to set
private
ourselves to
strip.
land.
I just got hold of the owner yesterday to get permission to take some photos. It took some explaining of what I was up to. I have a feeling this place is going to be hard to find. I can barely see it on the map. Turns out he's a big advocate of passing on the history of these local airstrips. So let's head for the town of Pape'ekeo, and then we'll look for the airstrip.
And there's Pape'ekeo, about 5 nautical miles away. Get ourselves trimmed out for level flight here. It's pretty good. 3,800 feet. 3.5 nautical miles to go. Check the stream over here. Yeah, looking good. Yeah. Got my flight jacket behind me with its own flight scarf. I love it. I'm going to need to, at some point, invest in a green screen. I can tell. Alright, we're going to go ahead and descend. Since somewhere around here is a tiny little...
We should be close, but I don't see it. Oh, wait. There it is. Wow, that's hard to see.
Pape'ekeo Airstrip. bordered by trees. So okay, we're gonna swing it around. The old adage, we gotta slow down to go down. Fly to the left side of the airstrip. So it probably wants me to circle the thing and then land on it.
Let's circle the airstrip to get some aerial shots. Then I'd like to land and take some from the ground. Okay, good. Alright, that should do. Okay, let's land so I can get some shots from the ground.
All right. Too many controls. I need to back right off this throttle here so I can actually get my plane to slow down. That should be all right. Got our flaps going here. Prop to high RPM. This thing barely.
That looks like a mighty small runway. Whoa, this field is rough. Okay, just stop wherever, and I'll jump out and snap some photos. Hey, how do I get out? Is there a handle or something?
There you go. Open the
Thanks,
canopy.
huh? I'll be right back.
There it is. Papekeo airstrip.
Okay, mahalo's for landing here. Ready to go?
Starting to climb this hill. Here we go.
Oh! I hope this doesn't damage your plane. Ooh, brother, I thought that was gonna rattle my teeth out. The next trip is Palau. Should only be about 5 miles northeast. It should be a little easier to spot. I was able to reach it by car, so I just need some aerial shots.
4.2 nautical miles to Palau. Flying along once again in the Rand's RV6, a kit build plane. That is, it's a plane that you build yourself. Apparently, it takes less than 1,000 hours to make this thing. From all the parts, like they send you everything, and you make it. And they have a light sport version, so that would be actually pretty fun. Gotta back off our RPMs to a reasonable number. We are at 2,100 feet. Doing just fine. Yeah.
I see it ahead. Can we fly real low? I'd like to get a good shot of the condition of the runway. Look pretty poor from the ground.
We're almost exceeding our maximum speed.
Safe to bank hard while we're low?
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, right on. Those turned out good. Thanks. Okay, next we're headed to... Alright, let me check my list. Oh, Upper Pauhilo airstrip. I got some great historic photos of this airstrip. It was used heavily for crop dusting in the 70s. It's located in the middle of a macadamia orchard. Seeing the planes take off so close to the trees was amazing. And I guess I'll get to find out for myself, because we need to land there.
Change my field of vision a little bit so I get a better sense of these instruments. So we're going to land there at Pauhilo. Well, we want to climb the 2,500 to get over this hill. We actually set our climb to 120 knots, which is best speed for a climb in this aircraft. And 3,000 feet is good. Back this throttle right off. There we go. The rest of that climb and descent can be controlled by throttle. Maybe. This plane cruises right along. So as soon as I'm done with this live stream recording, I'll just go ahead and post the whole thing on public. Probably leave it up for a week or so, and then just pare it down to the episodes. Like this little episode here for this particular mission. 6 nautical miles to go. And I wonder if we have to fly back when we're all done. That's the question. That's the question of the hour. Gosh, both of this water like water. Yep. Abraham, pilot extraordinaire. Or simulation pilot, anyway. I've got all the right equipment. There's Pa'awilo. And I think, yep, I can see one of the other islands off in the distance. Pretty cool. So be sure to leave a like if you dig the control cam, or leave a like for the funny costuming, or leave a comment for either one, actually. Comments are good too.
I can see the town of Pa'awilo. And there's the macadamia crops. The airport is southwest of the town.
Southwest. So we need to fly.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, brother. Fly to the left of the airstrip. All right.
Whoa! I don't get this perspective every day. Let's get a shot from the south, looking north at the water. Nice. Yeah, that looks great with the ocean in the background. Okay, let's land so I can get some images from the ground.
This runway is a pain in the ass to land at because, well, it just is. Basically, we have to land downwind. And the reason for that is because there's a hill on the other side of the runway. Let's go ahead and slow us right down here. Get ourselves to level flight. Get rid of all the speed. So there's a hill on the backside of the runway, and descending over that hill and hitting the runway is really tough. It's usually easier to do this in the downwind if you have to. Can't really even see the orientation of the runway. Oh, here we go. So we're going to come down right over these trees.
That's a lot of trees. You gonna be able to land okay?
Yep, just got to clear them. And then flare. And then hard brakes.
Oh! This runway's as rough as the roads that get here. Stop at the far end and I'll take some photos.
Oh.
Okay, could you open the canopy?
Yeah. There you go.
All right, be right back.
Brother. You just coming just barely over that tree.
Got some good ones. I even took some shots with your plane in them. Hope you don't mind.
It's cool
That's
by
all
me,
I
brother.
need. Let's head back to Hilo.
Full right rudder and using the brake. Off we go into the wild blue. Yeah, you get the idea. I kept my flaps down on purpose.
Woo! It feels just like one of those old crop dusters. If you don't mind, can we fly down the coast? I'd love to get some photos for my personal collection.
Okay, we don't really need to climb anymore because, well, we'll go to 1,000 feet. Back to Hilo International as we fly down the coast, having completed this mission. We can dive actually. We can just go ahead and fly right down. Back way off on the throttle. Go ahead and get ourselves to 1,000 feet and then just fly down the coast. See some of the beautiful Hawaiian coast as we fly along here. "25 nautical miles, which in this plane actually goes by relatively quickly. Get set for level flight.
What a beautiful view.
Yes, indeed. "550 feet. And there we go. We should be able to be, we're pretty stick neutral now. A little waterfall.
Oh, pretty.
Oh, look at that little outlet. Seeing the Icon A5, you can set right down in the water. Essentially, come right up to the beach. Oh. That would be a dream come true, being able to get my sport pilot's license and get a hold of an Icon A5 amphibious plane. Just for shits and giggles, I looked on the site, and if I order one, I think I'd be able to receive mine in 2019. That's how long their waiting list is right now. Everything's looking good on the stream. Yeah. 18 nautical miles to go until we get back. Little pre-recording, I guess you could say, for SimGamerTV's Sunday afternoon flight. But, like I said, I am going to be visiting a friend. They live about an hour away. And we're going to go see a movie. Get some friends together, have a good time. Which means I have to miss my Sunday afternoon drive, which kind of sucks. Because it's one of my favorite stream times. It is my favorite stream time, actually. But what do you think about this lovely control cam I have set up? Thumbs up for the control cam. As always, you know how YouTube works. Leave a comment, leave a like, share this with your friends if you think it's interesting. After I play through this series, I'll get into FSX for a little bit, probably. I need to find a time that I want to stream that. There's some good simulations coming out next year that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm really looking forward to American Truck Simulator. I need to find an appropriate hat for that. Got the glasses down, but I need to find a hat. Like, you know, just a good old boy trucking hat. And then, if it wasn't so hot, I'd record in flannel. You know, I just need a baseball cap. These headphones need to be able to come over the hat, whichever one I'm wearing. So, yeah. We're getting ourselves trimmed out really well for some great straight and level flying here. And almost exactly 1,000 feet. .12 nautical miles. We'll go ahead and bank a little bit right here and just fly over this peninsula. So this game does not it's no longer being developed as far as I know. So I wonder if anyone's going to do a mod for Oculus Rift support. I really hope FSX. Anybody know? By way of comment, can you guys let me know if Flight Simulator 10 Steam Edition offers Oculus Rift support? I'd be amazed if Dovetail Games didn't include Oculus Rift support when they do Flight Simulator 2016. So if I do Elite Dangerous clips, and if I find an appropriate costume comment, you know, basically I consider myself a brown coat. So I need to find some appropriate headwear for playing Elite Dangerous. I think I probably need to get a camouflage hat. for American Truck Simulator. And we're 8 nautical miles away from wrapping this particular episode up. I want to say thanks again for tuning in on the live stream. Thanks again for watching the whole thing, if you weren't able to tune in when I was able to record it. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to do an actual episode on Sunday. Oh! There's also no live stream next Sunday, because I am going LARPing. I'm going to get my live action roleplay on that Sunday. And then the Sunday after that will be Thanksgiving, so I'll definitely be wanting to do some live streaming. By then I'll be itching for it. It'll be 2 weeks off of my Sunday afternoon drive. Well, 1 week off if you kind of count this video. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Five nautical miles. Let's go ahead and just take a look here. We can zoom right in. See what we can see. Well, we are on the wrong wind, or wrong sort of side of this airport, so we're going to go ahead and fly over here. We need to find the correct runway to land on. Got a tailwind right now. Is there a north-south runway? Yes, there is. I can sort of see. There it is. Got it. We actually have to
Hilo looks great from the air.
fly around like so. I'm gonna get some silicone lube for this shaft right there. It's a little sticky. And we are on the money with this glide slope. Now we're going too far. Completely unpowered descent. Nose up. A little bit rudder.
Nice landing.
There we go. Back to parking we go.
Well, that was a success. I got some great shots.
That was actually a lot of fun.
Mahalos for the expert flying. I'll let you know when our book comes out.
Excellent.
And of course, you'll be in the credits.
Award photo shoot. And we pounded our way halfway through level 6. That's going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Microsoft Flight, and I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the old live stream here as well. So I will say until next time, keep flying and stay shiny. Goodbye. Let's Play Microsoft Flight live on SimGamerTV. The views, opinions, and commentary expressed are those of the author and may not reflect the views of Microsoft.